Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blood, Fate, and Fortune, a game of swashbuckling, sorcery, and seduction, all set in the world of 7th. My name is Dan McCurdy. I will be the storyteller this evening. You can find me at RevDMC247 on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and if you find me anywhere else, do not feed me. I might lose my ability to survive in the wild. I will allow my players now to introduce themselves, starting with Lakar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lakar the Artificer, everywhere you can find me on socials, and I am once again playing the fabulous Umberto Vitale.
And my name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across all social medias, doing variety content all over. And tonight I'm performing as Leonora Orsini, your sorte strega.
Hello, my name is Tagages. And you can find me everywhere, especially on the Twitchies and the TikTokies as at Tagages. And I'm playing the monster hunting muscle mommy, Roan Ibex.
Monster hunting muscle mom.
And I am Jeremiah McCoy, also known as Basics of the Game, and I am playing Mykolas Kelvan, the Losajas and general cursed soldier of the party.
In our previous episode, the party, realizing that they needed to get the body of Sir Bryant to Avalon and deciding that heading back to Vidachi was probably not their best idea at this moment, started moving north through the Samartian Commonwealth, heading towards the capital city. On the way there, they ran into the famed hunter Arkady Orlenko, who traveled with them for a time, much to the irritation of user of the Samartian soldier Mykolas, though they all seemed to get along well enough. After a little bit of hunting and a little bit of chatting, they got into the capital city itself, and they went to see the museum where the heads of defeated Devi were kept. However, when the party went in, they discovered that the heads that they found there were not those of Devi, but appeared to be human, likely the heads of the Losajas, who had been killed when they had fallen to corruption, or maybe just killed for political expediency. Mykolas took this information to the government and the army that he still serves, only to find out that they were also in on this deception, finding it necessary in order to keep the people from panicking and to help maintain control of the circle on the part of the king. Janos, another Losajas, also met with Mykolas, and they talked and had yet more confrontation over whether or not the circle was being truthful with the people, and the argument being made, sometimes we can't be, we do what we have to do. An answer that did not please many in the party as they dealt with that and began to wonder, is there in fact a way to defeat the Devi? Preparing to head into the north, he was told to watch out for the Mother, a mysterious figure who operates within Usura, protecting children and the like, and also entering into deals with the people there, with the Rata suspecting that she might, in fact, be a fully exalted Devi. It has been some time since then. Traveling north, the weather has gotten colder, and Mykolas, knowing that they have a good long way to go as they travel north through Usura and up into the mountains, they stop at a border town, and they take some time to pick out warm clothes to help them get through this part of their travels. And I'm now going to allow our players to go around in the same order in which they introduced themselves, so everyone can be prepared, and let us know what they are wearing as they enter into the cold of the mountains.
So that starts with me.
That starts with you again.
Yeah. All right, so Umberto picked a just black flowing fur-lined robe, cloak. It's a little frazzled, but it does the job.
Frazzled, but does the job. What a wonderful description. Okay, good.
Lenora is sporting a long sleeve, long dressed wool, almost emerald green dress with fur lining and fur cuffs and a fur collar that goes up into a hood. and just trying to stay warm. She's not really used to these temperatures.
I pressed the wrong button this time. Anyway, Roan has pretty much everything fur lined with a black and gray color pretty much everywhere. Very much looking like she took a wolf and snatched his fur off.
There's
so
a naked wolf running around somewhere.
Naked. So she has like a big kind of like fur wolf pelt on her shoulders. And she managed to get her helmet inlined, fur lined. So she currently has her helmet on, trying to stay as warm as possible with gloves and the whole thing.
Mykolas has really only changed one distinct aspect of his clothing. Well, two. He has a cape on that has fur trim at this point. It's still the red cape that he normally wears, but it's fur trim. And he dug out his thicker boots. The rest of his dress stayed more or less the same. He grew up in the cold. He is used to the cold.
All right. The group has been traveling for, let's say, 4 or 5 days now. And the journey has not been easy. Step after step that they take goes up and up and up into the mountains. They take the valleys and the passes as they can. They gather what fuel that they can when they stop for the night. But the need for heat, the need to keep warm has been going all around. It is not quite to the point of being existentially dangerous. Like with your warm clothes, you all will survive, but it has gotten more and more oppressive as you travel. And particularly because as you get further up into the mountains and the air gets thinner, the winds blow all the more. And even though they don't blow harder because the air isn't quite as thick, it is just an ever-present howling as you continue traveling up. Your animals are also starting to have difficulty. You've had to spend a fair amount of your coin getting oats and other such things to feed the horses as they have traveled. Persepolis seems to be the one exception to this, fully content to just live off of whatever is coming out of the cornucopia at any given time. And you all get up one bleak morning. You haven't seen the sun in a few days now. There's a full cloud cover above you as you are making another cut and another pass. And you see here, for the first time in a while, the path is going downward into a valley in the mountains. Not nearly enough to get you down as low as you were when you were still in the Commonwealth, but at least has woods and trees, offering the prospect of fuel to burn and a break from the wind as you travel. How would you all say you are set up in your travel as you've been going along on this long haul for a time?
I would think that probably Leonora is in the cart, obviously trying to keep spirits up and trying to keep an eye on Sir Brian's body. Mm-hmm. But when necessary, because I think we may have gone down to like 4 horses instead of 5, just for expediency's sake. And so if anyone needs to switch out, like she will obviously go and take up a horse every once in a while.
Rowan has been in these conditions before. I've been here maybe like once or twice before. So she's a little used to it, but this is it. Last time she also did get chased down by many giant wolves. So I'll say that you guys will notice that her head has like been on a swivel throughout the time we've been traveling. But right now she's perfectly consistent and on Persepolis, and she would switch off with Leonora every now and again. Because Persepolis has an attitude sometimes.
And he loves me.
He 100%
You do notice Persepolis is not like huddling away from the wind, does not seem to be badly bothered by the cold, but just as plainly doesn't like it. And has just been grumpy over the last few days. You get the impression Bryant came down through the mountains and maybe said something about, don't worry, we don't have to do that again for a while. And now
he feels lied to. Well, baby.
Mykolas will probably be out in front. He knows the directions a bit, and he knows what it's like to travel through these mountains. So he's sort of staying ahead of the party, keeping an eye out for threats and so on.
all right.
Umberto is more than likely driving the cart and just following where Mykolas tells him because, he has no clue.
Well, so far for this drive, where the cart is going has been obvious. Some of these passes are barely wide enough to accommodate the cart. And so there's just been a few times. This is a quick route that Mykolas knows from his time in the travel scouting route they went through before. In Mykolas, in that time, you could not move troops at speed on this route. This was about scouting groups and stuff like that if you needed to get up for a while. But you're able to move relatively quickly. And as you are going down into the valley, you finally get some protection from the wind. And you all feel the moment that, like, it's still there. You can still hear it swirling, but finally it's not pelting you in the face. It's still snowing, but it's not, not wind moving, not snow moving sideways and everything. And everyone just has a second to relax, has a second to breathe and just feel a little bit better when a weird seems to rumble out from the woods.
Yeah, Roan is immediately turning and starting to unsheath her axe.
Leonora would like to read the woods.
No, as you're looking at the woods, there are some disparate threads. There are people in these woods, but not a lot of them. Fate does not seem to be particularly at play here.
Mm-hmm. Having her hood up, she's just like looking in the direction of where the threads are kind of going, whether it be like multiple directions or in one.
It seems pretty chaotic at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Though, actually, now that I say that, there is one almost chord of fate. When several fates are all kind of tied up in one destiny, they will occasionally form a chord. You do see one that seems to just be sort of meandering over the woods. You don't feel like it really indicates any meaningful direction or anything. There is someone who lives here, and several fates are tied in with them. But
did Arcady come with us, or he?
You all said that Arcady should go a different way. You were not in a hurry to meet his daughter again, so you're like, well, different directions.
Okay.
So I guess Mykolas will start heading and sort of looking for the source of that sound.
Yeah, same for Roan, yeah.
All right, as you are both going down, go ahead and give me your wits and notice rolls.
Oh, hey, and it's with flair.
With flair!
With flair. That is only 2 for me.
2 for me.
With 1 left over.
Okay. Would you like to sell that to me?
Hell no.
No. Do you have any left over there, Mykolas?
I do.
You want to hear a point?
I mean, not particularly right now.
Okay, all right. I gotta ask. We got to do commerce. So as you head around, and as you're going for a little bit, you notice some paw prints. Big, vaguely humanoid.
Huh.
Rowan, you've seen snow troll prints before. And that's what you're looking at.
She would just kind of take the bottom of the axe and just kind of like place it against her forehead, and she goes, it's happening again. It's gonna happen again. Yep. Mykolas, if I just so happen to get thrown through the air, very normal thing with trolls. But this is what we're looking at.
Trolls.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what this footprint is. And then she'll kind of like squat down and show you the details of it.
What kind of hunters are trolls?
Now, the good news about snow trolls is that they are not particularly intelligent. Of the trolls, they are the most animalistic. Very distinctive from their relatives over in Vestin Manavinyar. The user in snow trolls are animals, but they definitely love them some human meat if they can get it.
They are desperate hunters. They're not smart. So talking to them is out of the conversation. But unfortunately, you and me are their favorite snack.
Will they pursue us if we keep riding on?
If we make enough noise, maybe. But that does leave us with two options. We could hunt them down now or wait until they come to us if they do.
Let them tire themselves out. If they come to us, we will deal with them. But let's keep moving forward. And if they come, we will deal with them. They would be on foot, yes?
They are on foot because they're huge, is what I'm imagining, right, Dan?
Mm.
Yeah. Are they ambush creatures? Would she know that?
Yes. They have enough intelligence to know how to set traps and
Okay. Well,
not like mechanical traps, but to know how to take advantage of cover and stuff like that.
when we get back to the group, we'll tell them to look out for any ambushes or anything like that.
You have
Roan.
experience with them.
Oh.
Do you want to take the lead while we go through?
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Rowan, as you're there, you see Persephone kind of drop his head and sniff at the footprint, and then like blast of air from the nostrils and starts kind of pawing at the ground. I'm going to need you to give me a brawn ride to stop your horse from charging, because Persepolis is ready for a fight.
Oh boy.
Wait, am I on Persepolis' back?
You're in the cart right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'm just making sure.
You don't want to get headbutted by the horse again? No, Rowan is on Persepolis right now.
Oh boy. Man, I gotta start using her brawn rod more. These rolls are just insane. I got 3 9s. So if my math is right, then that will be 3. Nope. I got 4 raises, actually.
4 raises. You are able to keep Persepolis under control without any wounds involved. As you up and Mykolas, you watch as this massive horse, but then Rowan just like gets the reins, gets control of Persepolis' head. And what do you say to him, Rowan, once you've kind of got his head under control?
In Avalonian, she'll just say, calm, rest, patient, dude. Thank you. And she'll pet his head a bit, and then I believe they're heading back to the pack, right?
All right. How far ahead would you have gone? Like, how far back do you think the cart is right now?
Maybe 20, 30 feet at the most.
Okay. Yeah. No biggie. So Umberto and Leonora, you saw them kind of go down, look at the thing of Leonora, you saw a sight you were familiar with of Persepolis being like, "Oh, it's go time," and Rowan kind of getting control of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you all see as they approach.
Well,
Yeah.
Lenora's trying to like get warm, and she sees this, and she just kind of speaks in Vidachan over to Umberto. You might as well get prepared for what is in those woods.
And he'll reply back, "You look like you need to get warm, so that's the best way to do it."
Not used to these frigid colds.
Actually, that's a good point. We know that Mykolas and Roan are familiar with the cold of Uzura. Roan on monster hunts and Mykolas in times of war. Leonora has not been, clearly. Umberto, have you been in cold like this before? Would your travels have taken you into lands like this, or Northern Eisen, or Vested Menavinir?
He wouldn't have gone this far north.
Okay. It's a new level of cold. Okay. All right. You come back up, and what do Roan and Mykolas tell him?
Roan will just kind of make sure Priscilla is moving in a way that she would like him to, and then just go, "Normally I would just run in and find them and finish off a whole troop of them, but attempt to try and finish off a whole troop of them. But we might have trolls on our tail, so I'm gonna lead us through, and Mykolas, if you could, the rear, and just be on the lookout for any ambushes, because they're not smart, but they are desperate. So be careful."
As you all begin writing down, having heard that there are trolls, what are the scholarship scores of everyone? 1, Umberto. Nada. Okay, 3,
Nathan.
Rowan knows it because of the hunters, the hunter's book.
Yes.
So is where Rowan knows.
Okay.
What they, though we do need to boost your scholarship to reflect the stuff Rowan knows about monsters.
Yes.
Mykolas, snow trolls were a problem. It's whenever you were in this area, one or two, like every ranging, 1 or 2 camp perimeter guards would be lost. You would usually a rookie. You would tell them, "User and soldiers are not the problem in this part of the mountains. It's the monsters." And some rookie wouldn't listen and would end up dinner. Oh wait, it was a 0. I also thought I saw a 3.
No, I was holding up a big goose egg.
Gotcha. Okay, for our zeros.
Yeah.
Same is true. Everything I just told you is true. But no knowledge really. You never actually saw one. Soldiers died, and mainly what you all have to go on are stories about monsters that would grab naughty little children who had not gone to bed on time. And so that was the role of trolls in the stories. Leonora, you know a little bit more. You're aware that there are varieties of trolls, and some are very intelligent, and some are basically animals. And but what to expect from a snow troll is beyond. You don't know this particular variety. Rowan, are you staying on watch, or are you kind of sharing what you know with the group as you're riding down into the valley?
She'll essentially like tell the stories about her experience with them, and at least 5 out of the 6 of the stories involve her getting slammed back and forth and thrown normally into trees and to rocks, into one of the other trolls. Like it was,
at least one of those stories is about Rowan getting beat pretty bad with the hip bone of another hunter that she'd been looking for on that particular ranging. And so they are nasty, nasty creatures. And finally, you're all traveling down, and you pass through the tree line. The path is still fairly well kept, and there's that moment of, oh, nice, now we're fully out of the wind, but also visibility has gone way down. Snow still manages to come down through the canopy of the trees. I'm going to need wits and notice from all of you. Well, actually, no, before we do. You're going into the woods. You do not have your... you don't have as much line of sight. What are all of your approaches as you're navigating this path? Go ahead.
Leonora is like she's thinking that this is helpful, and she's just gonna read around the woods just to see if like any threads start getting brighter. And so she's keeping lookout and keeping a swivel because she doesn't want to get eaten.
You are able to tell, Leonora, as you are just kind of constantly reading, you don't get the impression that the trolls are connected to the fate thread in the same way. Or at least these ones aren't. Roan, how about you?
Roan is making sure Persepolis is staying in line.
Persepolis is following orders now. He's in full-on soldier mode.
Okay. And she's making sure that he is helping her sniff them out. One of those stories, she had him, which is why she didn't get super badly injured that one time. But I think she's mostly just looking out and specifically looking for things that she would hide behind.
All right. Tons of trees, and this is an old forest.
Yeah.
No one's been logging here. And so that's another thing. In your reading, Leonora, you occasionally are getting something from the trees. You've heard about that in your studies, that in really old forests, the trees themselves seem to have a thread of fate. It takes hundreds to thousands of years to develop.
Okay.
All right, Mykolas, your approach.
Mykolas, because he can't get lost, he is less paying attention to the directions that he's being led by Roan. He's actually thinking of it as in a military context. He's thinking like, well, this is where I would be if I were setting up an ambush, and this is where like I, would have a team come from this side and one from this side, and like he's looking at it from a military standpoint and where he needs to position himself to have the best shot.
Okay. And Umberto?
Umberto is keeping an eye on Roan and Mykolas, since they are more familiar with the terrain and what could possibly be out there, just in case. But he's also doing his best to, even though he has no idea what these things look like, keep an eye out for things that are different than the rest of what he's seeing right now.
Okay. So that'll be Wits and Notice for Umberto, Leonora, and Roan, and Wits and Warfare for Mykolas.
Would this be a risk that relies heavily on my keen vision?
Yes, I think
Perfect.
Because I mean,
you.
I get it too. Thank you for that. Because I forgot that she had Eagle Eye. I could have been using that. Oh well.
Isn't Eagle Eye long distance? So here's the thing.
They don't specify.
It says clear line of sight. You can see perfectly out to a distance.
Yeah, you don't
1
have
mile.
a clear line of sight. There are so many trees. This is not a distance vision. This is noticing something in the bulk of the trees. So Eagle Eye is not going to help you here.
Damn. Took, I tried.
It's okay. I got 2 raises.
4 for Mykolas. 4 for Rowan.
2.
3 for Umberto. 3 for Leonora. Okay. As you all are moving around, you come up to a point, and Mykolas, you instinctively stop your horse. Just because you come to a break and branch in the road that if there was going to be an ambush on this path, it would be dumb for it not to be there. Just everything, the nature, the trees, the roll of the ground. If you were going to ambush someone, out of everything you've seen, that's where you'd do it. Rowan, you have a very similar sense of it. It wouldn't take a lot of smarts to be like, wait for them to follow the path and then jump them from the bluff.
Okay. Rowan kind of put her hand up for everyone to slow and stop. You're muted.
Mykolas will have his rifle cocked, like the the flint is back, and he's keeping an eye on where exactly he would stage the ambush.
Question, because I keep forgetting to ask this, Dan. Large crossbows exist, right? Like two-handed crossbows.
Yeah.
Because she has aim, would she have been able to get one at some point? Or do we want to stick to large hand
axes? I'd say if you wanted to have something like that instead of gunpowder weapons, sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, sorry, what did you say, Jeremiah? Can you repeat that again?
I just said that he was has his rifle prepared and is pointing it where he expects the attack to come from.
Okay. Roan will take the other side and just take out this big ass two-handed crossbow and just hold it up to the other side. Does she see, or does anyone see their little heads poking out? Because in my mind, they're like impatient.
Based on everything, no, you were not seen. But again, this is such a good ambush spot, you wouldn't expect to.
Okay.
And you do know they're good at not stealth per se, but good at camouflage.
Okay.
They can be unseen. They can look like a frozen rock along the path if they so choose.
Then Roan will kind of lean back. Do we want to go checking? Because again, normally I just run in.
Do you want to play bait and hammer?
And she kind of smiles. Oh, yes. I'm the bait. All right. And and then she will tap Persepolis on the side. She's going to actually take out the axe and put the giant crossbow away, and tap Persepolis to go. Now we hunt. And then,
sorry.
Go for it. No, what are you gonna do?
Dan, I just wanted to let you know that because I'm a Sorte Strega, I do have a legendary trait for wits that gain an automatic 10 to 1, so I'm actually at 4 raises.
Sweet. All right,
okay.
So yeah. Leonora, you out of 4, you think you see eyes coming from the trees. You've never seen troll eyes before, but they look like eyes. So you are at least going to be able to confirm to them, yeah, there are trolls here.
I'm going to relay that information.
Bait and hammer.
You riding in, Roan?
She's going to tap Persepolis and...
All right. You charge into this little clearing, and immediately 2 of these very large, mostly blue, somewhat gray, fur-covered, multiple eyes in the head, very vaguely humanoid, incredibly muscular, opening their mouth, and the teeth are just like jagged and broken, and the claws, it doesn't look like they have nails so much as the finger bones just keep pushing out of the meat, and have been sharpened against rocks, you would guess, as they jump down to attack Rowan. So go ahead and give me combat approaches, everyone.
Rowan is... They're just jumping down and shit, just trying to grab her and shit, right?
Yeah. They're jumping down. They're going for you and for Persepolis.
She wants
they're
to...
about the meat.
Yeah, she wants to maneuver Persepolis away from their grasp in the best way she can.
All right, so that will be your finesse and ride, because you don't have a lot of room to operate. So you're mainly trying to protect Persepolis from harm. Persepolis, of course, is going to throw hooves. Mykolas, open and fire.
Yep, he's going to aim for one of the attackers, and he's trying for a kill shot.
All right, finesse and aim. Umberto.
He's gonna pull his rapier and try to join with Roan once they get closer.
Are you doing this on foot or on horseback?
He'd do it on horseback.
Okay. This is going to then be your finesse and your ride, because this is horseback combat. Leonora?
Yeah. Sorry, reading is hard. I am going to use Arcana on Mykolas to activate his virtue, which the GM gives a hero point to all other heroes in the scene.
Hero points for everyone. This is why you don't buy hero points from me. You have so many ways to just get them.
I have 3 raises for me.
All right. So, Rowan, you are with your riding. You are able to keep Persepolis out of danger as the trolls, being big dumb animals. There's a lot of like big swing, and then looking at their hands like, but she was just there. And as they're moving around, Mykolas, for you.
Oh, I got 3.
3 raises. So the one is a hit. There's a dramatic wound. One of the trolls, you catch him. You were going for a kill shot. You didn't quite get it, but it's definitely hurt on that shot as the troll kind of gets rocked back by the hit and looks at its hand covered in this odd blue blood that seems to be coming out and freezing almost as soon as it goes out of its body. You notice the wound closes relatively quickly, like the auto-freezing blood is a coagulating agent. Umberto.
2.
On 2, you ride in and you are able to get some cuts in with the rapier. And you are an artist with that rapier. You're able to do some real damage with it. But you're getting the impression, because you two, like, you're making slashes on these things. And again, you watch, the blood comes out, seems to almost immediately freeze. You're doing damage, but you don't know how much. And you're kind of looking at your rapier and be like, I might have just brought a knife to a giant fight.
I may have made a mistake.
Leonora, I'm sorry. Remind me your approach again. I just had a brain fart.
I was going to activate Mykolas's virtue, so I'm taking a lash.
Yeah. So that puts you at 4?
5.
5. Okay. Your lash takes you back up to 5. And as you're looking around, you catch something out of the corner of your eye, and you look over, and you see what appears to be a human figure. You would guess a young woman in the woods, but she seems to be watching the fight from behind a tree and pulling back. You don't think she saw that you saw her.
I'm ducking in the cart.
Okay.
Like, just trying to get like lower, or I'm probably like not pole vaulting, just like hurtling over the cart and just like trying to get in the opposite distance to hide myself.
Putting the cart between you and her?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, you managed to do that. The trolls, again, going to make their... First off, Persepolis. Throwing his hooves at a bit of difficulty because Roan keeps pulling him out of the fight and away from danger. Still manages to do a couple of wounds to one of the trolls. And because these seem to be... Leonora probably wouldn't grok this right away just because she doesn't do a whole lot of fighting. The rest of you would see the impact of the hooves seems to have a whole lot more effect than the cutting of a rapier. It seems impact is kind of the best way to fight with these things. All right. Bringing it around for another round. Mykolas, you are going to need another 2 raises on a... You are muted.
I'm not reloading.
You're not reloading. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in fact going to charge them at this point.
Okay. All right. So for you, that will be brawn and ride for a charge. Umberto, your approach at this point?
It's not working, but I'm already here, so I might as well just try to keep going.
Okay. All right.
1,000
So
times.
now that you're in the midst of them, you're not riding around them as much. We're going to switch it up to your finesse and weaponry rather than your finesse and ride. Leonora?
How far away is everyone fighting the trolls?
You are probably about, we'll go based on what we said before, you're probably about 20 feet back.
Okay. And how far away is this young woman?
You'd put her about, again, you didn't get a great view, but you're guessing probably about 15, 20 feet off the path in the woods.
Okay. Can you come back to me? I am so sorry.
Sure. Roan?
She's fought them before, so she would know bludgeoning at this point.
The axe does the trick with these things, yeah.
Okay. So she's going to stand up on Persepolis, which will be a very uncommon thing to do with a horse.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I will potentially get a hero point, by the way, if I succeed on this. And she will stand and she will just full on strength swing at one of the stuff.
That's brawn and weaponry.
Leonora is going to try to get another view of this woman and try to read her.
Okay. That's not even going to take your whole round. She hasn't spotted you. She's not hiding from you. Looking around, weirdly kind of obscured, but when you're finally able to get your eyes on her, you see the moonless night and the hanged man.
Okay, and with the rest of my turn, I'm going to attempt to get a little closer to her.
All right, you're making your way towards her. Are you even trying to hide? Are you trying to sneak up on her? Like what?
I'm trying to be stealthy.
Okay. Go ahead and finesse and hide.
Yeah, not draw attention to us necessarily. Oh God.
Okay. Roan, how many raises?
4 for me.
4. All right. Mykolas?
3.
3. All right. Umberto?
3.
3. Okay, so as you all are moving around and fighting, I'm going to say you are kind of focusing on the one that's already hurt. Is that fair to say that you would all focus on bringing one down?
Yes.
And it is definitely starting to look pretty hurt as it's taking wounds, and they are closing, but also it's like its body is starting to have trouble keeping up with the healing process. Roan, you know that trolls regenerate. It's part of what they're known for. Ultimately, you'll need fire to keep it down, but particularly with the snow creatures, but starting to be hurt. The other one, and Persepolis shoots his shot. Dang, clocks a few good hits. This troll's really looking down. They, however, are now going to do their damage. The one that you all are working on is really not happy with Roan. Roan, you are going to take 6 minor wounds as it manages to get a move up and in, and you get hit by the clawed hand. Your armor stops. None of the nails get into you, but it knocks the wind out of you. It's just a really heavy contact with your chest, and you're going to be sore in the morning. Second one is going to make its move at Mykolas. And Mykolas, you are going to take 5 minor wounds from its hip. And again, the big claw coming down, kind of catches you on the head, and you've got some blood coming from your temple after that strike. Leonora, you are able.
I rolled 4 raises.
4 raises. You are creeping in, doing good, and you're getting closer to her. And as you get in, you see a third troll coming up behind her, and its hand going up.
She's gonna shout, "Get out of the way!"
All right, we are going to bring in our special guest.
I fucking called it. I knew it. I knew it. All right.
Okay. As you get close enough to see her, Vavara, would you explain what she sees?
Vavara stands about 5'6", 5'7", sort of a middling height, but she's very crunched in on herself. She has clothes that seem like they have sunken towards her body almost. They appear as though they should be wet, but they don't glisten as though wet. Her hair kind of hangs in just these long, thick clops, and she just...
And having been warned about the troll behind you, what does Vavara do?
Having been warned about the troll behind her, she just kind of turns and runs towards Leonora.
Running behind, the troll misses and looks up at the two of you, snarling. And so we are now into the next round. So approaches. Roan, still swinging away, or are you mixing it up?
She got clocked in the chest pretty hard.
Yeah.
Would she have heard Leonora yell?
You've heard Leonora yell from in the woods, but right now with the look, you don't have a clear line of sight on what happened.
Then Roan will go, somebody needs to get on that, and just one large axe swing.
Okay.
Again.
All right. That will be brawn and weaponry. Lenora, how about you?
Other than running away, so she's going to as Vavara's coming close, she's going to put hands on her shoulder, say, "You need to run with me. Let's go." And we're gonna run back towards the cart and back towards everybody else.
No arguments.
Of course.
Mykolas?
Having heard that yell, he will go in that direction. He may not be able to see it directly, but he is moving in that direction. And if he sees something, then he's going to try and reload the rifle and shoot it if he can't get to it fast enough.
Okay. And we will say, as you disengage from the trolls and you start making your way, after a few steps, you can see Lenora, someone else you can't see very well, but you can pretty clearly see the big troll that is currently menacing them. Umberto?
I am going to help Roan focus on the troll, and I'm going to spend one of my hero points to do camaraderie for Roan.
Okay, and how does that work?
When I spend it on an ally, they gain 4 extra dice instead of 3.
Right. Winding Roan up for the big hit. All right. Okay, so for you, for your fight, does that take your whole... No, this will take one of your raises, but you'll still get the rest of them. Still your finesse and weaponry as you're continuing to fight?
Yep.
Or subtract 1 raise for the time that you're spending to boost... Well, wait, no, because it's just you giving her a hero point, right?
Yeah, it's basically I'm giving the hero point to give them dice.
Yeah, no, you don't. That's not going to take one of your raises. And Mykolas, so yeah, you don't think you're going to be able to get to them. There's trees in the way and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and get your finesse and aim. If you can get 3 raises or more, you will be able to reload and fire this round.
Okay. And I get to add a die because I have a dramatic wound.
Oh, yes, indeed. And Lenora, you're just booking it?
Booking it and looking for low-hanging limbs to possibly climb a tree.
All right. We'll call this finesse and athletics as you are just sort of maneuvering through. Vavara, how about you? You're just following along with her?
For now.
Then we'll go ahead and let her handle this role.
I will spend a hero point, send Lenora a hero point because he's going to notice the shot. So
Mykolas is shouting out, "No, turn that way." He's to kind of guide them both on the safest path.
So you get 3 extra dice from that. So
all right. Rowan's got a whole lot of dice being rolled right now.
I'm done. It's 6 raises.
6 raises. Okay. Umberto, what are you adding to that? 3? Okay. And with those, I will say the one troll is down. Roan, in particular, gets this big swing going up. Persepolis shifts slightly underneath you because you're still standing on Persepolis. And Persepolis is trying to aid, but this is not a form of fighting. There's the occasional glance up at you like, what are you doing? And there's a little bit of shift, and your swing goes slightly up further than you wanted, and instead of cutting it off at the neck, it goes through the head, very underworld with Victor, and so you cut the head in half, and the top of the head falls off, and the troll collapses down onto the ground. Yet again, a head has been destroyed.
The Thane.
Umberto, as this is going on, you are able to get started on the second troll in the fight and get in with the sword, and you're doing some wounds to it and pissing it off. You're pretty sure. Mykolas, your raises?
4.
4. All right. So you are able to reload, get the shot off, and get the start of reloading the next one. Your one raise into the second reload as the shot goes off in this troll that was about to bring. Well, actually, real quick, Leonora, how many raises for you?
3.
3. You're moving pretty well, and at one point, Mykolas, you see the big hand about to come down on them, but Leonora grabs Vavara, pulls her to the side, and allows the branch that they were moving under to snap back, catches the troll, pushes it up, and puts a shot into its chest, knocking it back and giving you all a little bit of room to operate. 2 trolls standing. One has been shot and has a dramatic wound. The second has been stabbed a few times with the rapier. It's not immediately obvious that it has noticed, though it does. It did notice because it's mad about it. The mad one is going to take a swing at Umberto, and but Umberto, you're there and you're set up for it. You're only dealing with the one. So what I'm going to need you to do real quick is give me your finesse and athletics as you attempt to dodge this massive paw coming at you. You need 2 successes to avoid being grabbed. And there are 4 risks of wounds. As I recall, finesse athletics should it still have flair for you.
3.
3. All right. So you are able to avoid being grabbed. You do take 3 minor wounds as you kind of get under and you get jostled, but it didn't feel good, but neither has skin been broken or bones or anything like that. You're able to quick take stock, and you do still seem to be standing. All right. Back to the top of the round. Approaches. Roan.
She is going the same route with the...
Still just swinging away?
But she is aiming for the wounds that it has already.
Okay. All right. Keeping up on the wounds. All right. Brawn and weaponry. Leonora.
She's going to look over to Vavara, being like, can you climb? And she's going to start climbing the tree.
Vavara will follow for right now. She doesn't seem to have much trouble with it. She's almost unnaturally keeping pace with you. Like every time you take a hand up, hers rises up above yours just a half a second sooner.
Okay. Finesse. Well, actually, no. This is just straight up climbing, and you're not parkouring your way up the tree. So this is going to be brawn athletics for your climb, Leonora.
Could I say that I'm solving a complex problem from a simple tried and true method from back on the farm?
Absolutely. You on the farm, there were times there's a predator. I'm just going to climb a tree. No, absolutely. Get you a hero point for that.
Incredible.
Can confirm is valid.
Trust the farm grown nerd on these things. And Mykolas. Muted.
Keep forgetting. I'm going to continue riding towards the troll and reloading and firing the rifle as he goes.
Okay. You are riding. I am going to say you're going to need to choose between, like, if you jump down and run, you're going to do better than riding because you're either maneuvering your horse through the trees or you are reloading. So if you jump off the horse and you're running forward with your rifle, then you can do both at the same time. But I'm going to make it a riding roll if you're trying to ride through the trees to get to them.
Okay, in that case, I'll do it running. He's He's
Okay.
pretty fast on his feet anyway.
Okay. You jump down, and that will be another finesse and aim for you. All right.
I get to reroll. So. Oh, that's better.
All right.
Oh no, sorry, 3.
3. All right, and Umberto, same songs that converse, or
Yeah, he's gonna be looking and seeing just like a little tuft of the cloak's fur just kind of blowing off in the wind, and he's gonna start swearing at it in Vatachan, like, I just bought this, you some bastard. And then he's just gonna go in swinging.
all right. Are you going to say you're if you're just going in swinging? I'll say brawn and weaponry if you're just trying to get as much weight behind this as possible, which would give you flair.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
He's a little more flustered now.
I'd like to use a hero point to give Umberto, 3 more dice?
100%. Take 3 more dice, Umberto.
Okay. Bless you, Cugina.
This has nothing to do with the episode we watched last night. All right, Rowan, how many raises?
She is trying to kill these fucking. I got 4.
4.
I rolled-
Okay. Yeah, you are swinging away, and it must be said, getting some solid wounds in. Lenora?
Lenora got 2.
2. You're scampering your way up the tree. You are going to take 2 minor wounds. Climbing a tree this fast is not the easiest thing, and it's tough on your hands, and it is cold. And if you're in gloves, you don't have the best feel of what you're doing. You do oddly notice, like, Vavara is not very heavily clothed. Like there is a coat. It's not nearly as thick as yours. Very like threadbare and stuff like that, but it's not seeming to bother her as she's scampering her way, keeping pace with you up the tree. Mykolas, on your 3, you had the 1, so you are now reloaded, but you don't have the opportunity to shoot this round. Because it's 4 raises to reload the rifle. So, but you are now present, and so you present a different target for the troll because you're moving towards them. And Umberto, 5. All right. Roan, you've never seen Umberto fight like this before, as he jumps off, goes in, and it's still a rapier. Like, if he was just like bringing it down like this, he'd probably snap the blade, but it's like you are seeing perfectly places where that kind of partially flesh, partially stone body, you see the soft spots, and you just get deep stabs in, a couple of them with this thing, and it at one point it kind of drops down, and it takes a hit from Rowan that is just brutal from behind. Not down yet, but hurt. As this blood, and it's starting to have trouble regenerating, and it's not closing the wounds as fast. It takes a swing at Rowan, and Rowan, that is going to be Rowan, in order to avoid, you're going to need your finesse athletics as it tries to grab you.
Okie dokie. And flair for me.
Again, you need two raises to avoid being grabbed, and then there's 4 risks of wounds on the roll.
Okay. I roll really well again. Math. 8 plus 2 is 10, right?
Yep.
That is 3.
3. All right. So you dodge the claw that's well. I'll say you don't dodge it, but as it's coming in to grab you, you get your hands up and manage to catch it, like Cap with Thanos, with trying to keep the Infinity Gauntlet open as it's moving down. It hurts, and it's an impact. So you take the 3 minor wounds, but you have it set up and avoid being grabbed by the thing. And Mykolas, you get up and you are now between the tree that Leonora and Vavara are climbing, and the troll kind of looks down at you, sees the gun smoking, and takes a swing that is going to be 4 minor wounds to you. Are you at your second dramatic yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. But you like you go, actually no. At this close, let's go ahead and let your dice tell the story. It's not just going to swipe. Let's let you roll this out. Finesse athletics as you try to avoid being grabbed. Well, okay. I'll give you the choice. Brawn athletics if you're going to just try to like do what Rowan did, block the thing, or finesse athletics if you're just trying to get out of the way.
I think he would block it with the butt of the rifle that he's been so it'll be clock, and then he'll.
All right, brawn athletics.
Okay. Oh wait, I've got an extra die.
And you need.
Holy crap! Okay, I need to take a picture of this one. And I get to reroll one. Perfect. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. All right. Only the one minor wound, as almost laughingly, you manage to get up. The thing's going down. You just block it with the gun. Like, you feel the impact through your whole body, but the troll has not managed to grab you, and it's looking kind of confused, like normally this works as stuff. Okay. Dang. All right. The troll in the clearing is probably about to go down. The one going after Mykolas with the girls up in the tree is going to. It's still pretty fresh, so it has the one bullet wound that it has taken. Approaches. Roan
holding this troll's hand over top of her head. Mm-hmm. She just goes, "Bad troll." And she's gonna take his hand, throw his hand, spin with the axe, and aim for the nape of his neck.
All right,
he's on his knees.
All right, brawn and weaponry. Umberto.
As this is going on, Umberto, still a little flustered, he's just like, no, this thing's got to go. And he is just going to come up behind it and just start hacking at its back.
Okay. Brawn, weaponry. Leonora, you doing anything from up in the tree while Mykolas is fighting it down below?
Lenora's going to attempt to like find the best vantage point or like hang on to the tree, sans it being slippery / I don't know how well these branches are holding up, but yeah.
So are you trying to do anything from this vantage point?
I'm just trying to like I'm trying to make sure that we're high enough up the tree.
You are like the troll cannot reach you from the ground. It would have to climb to come after you.
Okay. God. Give me a second. Sorry.
Okay. Vavara, you see this fight going on down below you, and you see this very capable fighter carrying it out against the troll. Is there anything you do now that you're in this kind of safe position?
Not at the moment, no. She's likewise waiting for the action to die down.
Okay. All right. And Mykolas?
Well, he's got that newly reloaded rifle. It'd be a shame if you didn't use it.
Yep. All right, go ahead and take your at this. You are at point blank, and it's actually got its hand on the thing. So I'm going to say this is going to be a wits and aim as you try to come up with the best way to get your long arm shot off while in melee with the troll.
All right, and because that's a wits and aim, that's a different die pool, so I get to add the flare. Okay.
Right.
That and I get
Roan and Umberto
one.
raises. Oh wait, Leonora, do you have an idea?
Lenora's gonna try to distract it by throwing or trying to like take off a branch and throw it down at the troll.
Okay, sure. Don't you have throwing daggers too?
I do, but okay, so yeah, I'll use my throwing daggers.
And that's it. If you're going to throw something anyway, it might as well be an actual weapon.
Be something.
I can make a snowball. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, finesse and aim.
I'm gonna choose to fail it.
Okay, you pull out your dagger and go to throw.
Oh.
Mykolas, you are going. Yeah, you're fully engaged. You are not going to see this coming. What is your aim, Leonora?
It's a 1.
Mykolas, you are going to take one minor,
No,
one minor
that's
wound.
not what I want to happen.
It's not deep. It's where you had a pauldron, so it doesn't get far through. But all of a sudden, there's a dagger in your shoulder.
I had something completely different in my head, and it didn't do it.
Because remember, you chose to fail, but Lenora
did.
tried to hit the thing.
Yeah, well,
But do I get a hero point?
Yes, you get a hero point for choosing to fail. So,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good. I got 4,
4. All right.
and I have 1 die left over.
Okay. You want to sell it?
Yeah, probably. I need the hero
Okay.
point.
Take a hero point. We are now to 5 villain points. Started at 4 because there are 4 players at the table.
Also got 4, by the way.
So 4 raises from Rowan. Umberto, how many for you?
2.
2. Okay. Umberto, you are just working away, and you manage to get your rapier in so that the troll's arms suddenly kind of go wide at the ow, and right at that moment, Rowan, your axe perfectly through the neck of this troll. The head flies up in the air and lands, looking at you, just perfect, like a trophy, just staring at you. The head of this creature, it is there, it is intact as the troll topples forward over to the side.
She goes, "Let's fucking go!" She's in full like adrenaline pumping.
So yeah, Mykolas, you're working, you're getting, and you get the gun up and you pull the shot off, and it goes into the other shoulder of this thing. It's awkward because it's a long arm and you're in melee, but another hit gets into this thing and it's hurt. And then, ow! You look over and there is a dagger in your shoulder.
You sort of, yeah. I imagine there's a moment of.
How could we know that putting Lenora over Jeremiah would just, in the setup, would lead to such quality? Katie, well done. Very appreciated. Perfectly set up. As Katie is our producer. As the dagger goes in and hits. Okay, 1 troll remaining here in the woods. It is a ways out of the pass. So Rowan and Umberto, to get involved in this, you are either going to be going on foot or maneuvering your horses. So think about that on your approaches. It's taken some hits. Mykolas, you are 1 raise away from being able to fire again. Also, I'm going to go ahead and say, because you're a soldier, you have a bayonet option if you just want to not go straight for the bullet at this point. What is Lenora? You're up in the tree with 1 aim. I'm going to say that was your 1 throwing dagger. Rowan, what's your approach?
What's the rest in the cart?
She can't see them from their distance, right?
It highly obscured, but you both saw which direction Mykolas went in, and you've heard the yells and stuff like that. You can see Lenora and someone else up in a tree.
She's gonna look at that, confused. She's gonna hop off Persepolis, make her way halfway, pull out the two-handed crossbow, and try to aim for the troll if she can.
Finesse and aim. Actually, no, it's the two-handed crossbow. Brawn and aim.
All right.
Umberto,
after he gets done with that, and he just kind of looks at Roan. There you go. Very nice. I think there's more, and he's going to go running towards them.
So running, you're going on foot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so finesse and we'll say weaponry. This will be for, as you are making your way in. Did I give you your roll, Roan? Okay. If I said something else, it will be finesse and weaponry because you are like weaving your way through the trees to get a swing with your axe. Lenora?
Well, I'm shooting my crossbow.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
You said brawn and name for that.
Brawn and name.
I'm gonna try to like be the bird's eye view to like figure out where this troll is gonna hit next to try to support Mykolas?
Do you want to throw a dagger at the one it's about to?
No, I'm gonna throw a dagger.
No, you threw your one dagger. It's still in Mykolas.
The rest of my daggers are in the cart. But like, I'm gonna try to be as helpful as I can.
Okay, actually, would they be in your belt? They don't have to like not be on you. I was mainly joking there. Would she keep multiple throwing daggers in her belt?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then you have another one to throw.
I'm gonna throw it.
Okay. Are you going to choose to fail again?
No.
All right. Finesse and aim.
And I'm gonna spend a hero point for Mykolas for 3 dice.
And Mykolas, your approach.
He's going to. You know what? I have a thing I want to do. It's not practical, but I kind of think it's cool.
Let me hear it.
He's going to grab the dagger in his shoulder and he's going to stab it in the eye with it.
Sweet. Love it. Finesse and aim. Not finesse and weaponry.
Can I argue brawn and weaponry?
Sure, why not? Let's go for it. Normally I say no because dagger, but
I love
I
you.
imagine this is like
I love you for that. Not you acting it out. That's clean storyteller shit. I got 4.
4. All right. Yep. You get a shot and you're 3 into your next roll. Umberto?
3.
3. You make it through and you manage to do some damage.
So, let me see. 2, 3,
Leonora?
4.
0.
Girl.
You fail.
I rolled.
Mykolas, that is going to be another. I'm going to think this one is going to be 2. That's the second.
Dan said he invited a villain, honey. You don't have to do my job for me.
I posted a picture in the table chat.
Holy hell.
It's so bad.
So yeah, no, for 2 minors, to Mykolas.
Yeah.
We've put you in a dramatic.
No, not yet. I'm
Not
one,
yet? Okay.
one point away.
1 minor away.
So okay.
As of now, this has to be the next running gag, right? Like, like the head always gets destroyed. Roan finally gets ahead, and now Leonora hurts the party. It's gonna be the thing.
I got 5 raises.
Okay.
And I had 1 left over, but no, I don't think I will be giving that to you right now.
All right. So, okay. All this kind of happens at once, as Umberto, streaking up through, cutting back and forth through the trees, pulls out a sword and gets a great cut along the Achilles tendon of this creature, and it goes down to 1 knee. At this point, the crossbow flies out and catches it almost like right here, like into the meat where the neck meets the shoulder, and there's this gurgled like. Mykolas, you pull the dagger out, and you're looking at it like, why? And then another one lands where the previous one had been, and you're just like.
At least I've got great precision. It's fine.
your grouping is incredible. Like just it's top notch precision. And Umberto just not Umberto, Mykolas comes up and just stabs into the eye of the creature, and then stabs. Just working out maybe some anger. Stab after stab after stab, just destroying this thing, the face and the head. You're just going down and cutting it out, and this thing finally collapses. And there's a moment of quiet.
And Roan will just look at everything and then go, Lenora, you missed.
Leonora is frantically getting down the tree as fast as she can, not necessarily as safely as she can. And she's running over to Mykolas. Oh my, I am so, I didn't mean to, it's the cold, I can't, and she's going to try to like stop whatever bleeding on his chest.
Mykolas will put a hand on your shoulder. It's okay. And he will hand you your knife back.
Knives.
Like, along with the one he just used to stab the thing to death. Yeah. It's okay.
Vivara's climbing down from the tree as well. She kind of gets to a halfway point between the ground and the tree and then just leaps down, looks over at Leonora. You seem very brave.
Leonora turns and says, bravery only does so much. I have to be good at something too.
This is true.
Question, and then you watch as Roan raises up the crossbow at Vavara. Who is this?
Lenora's gonna jump in front of Vavara and be like, excuse me.
Ron, we don't point that at people.
To be fair, there isn't a bolt in it. It's already been fired, and it takes a lot to reload.
Yeah,
It's just an instinct now. Like,
it's
Lenora's
100%
just like,
is an instinct. Yeah, there's no bow in it at all. It's super unthreatening. She might beat her with it, but it would take a lot to get there.
it's like, wait. I don't know who this person is either, but I don't think that they mean us any harm. So please put that away.
And looking at her, it's hard to imagine that she could do any harm.
Okay.
Young-looking woman, poor clothes, no boots on her feet, like foot wraps, basically.
I'm a dick. No.
Would that change how Rowan would have presented?
Oh yeah. If she saw that before, but I like to say that she didn't notice that before. She just noticed a person, but once she realizes it, she'll put the crossbow away and immediately go, I am so sorry. The adrenaline, I finally got a head that's undamaged. It's so far great past minute for me.
You can put it in the cart, right?
No. Oh no, it's too big for the cart. And then
it is not too big for the cart. Yes.
Is it not? Oh, thank God. Okay.
It's a bit bigger than a human head, but not like it's not like a boulder.
Yay!
May we know your name?
I've had many names through my life. Vavara, most recently.
Vavara, it is maybe not safe to travel through this alone. Would you like to join our company while we travel?
She kind of stops, looks down at the ground at your feet. Her motions seem to be kind of jerky almost. And somewhere off in the distance, some couple dozen yards away outways behind us, there's the sound of a child crying. Please, you all saved me from the trolls. Thank you. I must find my daughter. And she makes to leave.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest, but Mykolas should be... Wait, your daughter?
Another cry. Yes, please. And she runs.
He'll go after.
Leonora is following suit. Mostly because she feels bad about Mykolas running around holding his chest like this.
Sure it is.
Ron will kind of turn and whistles for Persepolis and then tell him to wash the cart and the head if he can. And then she's going to follow after.
Okay.
And after watching all of them take off, Umberto would definitely follow suit.
All right. And narratively, this is probably a good time to go ahead and take our break. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we will be back very shortly. From behind one of the chests in the room, Newt sticks her head out. No one's given me my own room yet. Sorry.
You know who's going to look out for you now? The 5 of us, including lovely Miss Verity over there. And her soon-to-be boyfriend, Demetrius, but they won't tell each other.
She kind of looks over at Verity and tilts her head thinking about Demetrius. He's nice.
See? He's nice. Go ahead. Tell the kid that he's not nice. Do it, Mel. Do it.
Struggle's real. He's nice.
I want you to remember, Mouse. You were the one who looked at me. We're keeping Newt. Okay. The group dashes into the woods, and Vavara is as rough as she looks, looking like she has been living rough, almost wild for some time. She moves very ably and nimbly through the woods, and you all find that you're having difficulty keeping up as she moves. And as, based on previous conversation, the first villain point is spent. The snow picks up again. Blustering, even in the trees, even with the cover of the trees around you. The blizzard is picking up, and you all find visibility is dropping very, very fast. You can still hear the cry of the child in the distance, and picking on that, you're able to come up with a sense of which way you're supposed to be going as you all are running. And then after about 5-10 minutes of running, you realize you can't see anyone else. Each of you, you do not see a single other human being. You do not see Vavara. But occasionally, Mama, through the woods. What are we doing? Let's start with Mykolas, because you were the first to dash.
Mykolas has direction sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's continuing towards that sound without error.
Okay.
He's just going forward.
All right. Umberto.
He is just trying to focus on where it's at. He also has direction sense, so he's going to focus on that and try to... I can see everybody else, I just can't... Or just, I can only see me.
You cannot see anyone else.
Okay.
Between the trees and the snow and the wind. But you do know the direction that you're heading. You know you are moving in more or less a straight line that you started dashing in.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to focus on that and head towards it.
All right. Roan.
Anxiety. This can't be good. So she's just moving in the direction that she saw everybody moving. And hoping that she's keeping pace.
For you, I am going to need a wits and notice. Leonora, how about you?
Leonora has lost her most important sense, which is sight.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is very nervously running towards the sound as best as she can, and also calling out to the others. Mykolas, where are you? Where are we going? Umberto, Roan?
You do not hear any response.
and I'm continuing towards the noise.
And we don't hear that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Rowan, what are your
Three
raises?
raises.
3 raises. There's a couple times you start to feel turned around, but you feel like you're still at least able to pursue the sound of the child. And you're making yourself wait, and you make turns, and you move through, and you come into a clearing. And you see 2 trolls completely eviscerated. Massive claw marks on their chests. They're disemboweled. Their heads crushed.
Oh, shit. Does she see what did it?
Go ahead and give me your wits and scholarship.
Ooh. That's a new roll, so. All right. I somehow keep rolling at least 110. I don't know how this happened. 2 raises.
2 raises. As you're looking at the claw marks, just the strength of the head, it looks like these things were killed by several wild animals. The wounds to the head look like it was done by a bear. You would swear the disemboweling cuts were done by sirens, but you're nowhere near the ocean.
Okay. I think the only thing she knows how to do is to go into hunt mode.
Mm-hmm.
And
All you see around you are troll tracks. No,
just troll tracks.
with your 2, you do see a set of bear prints.
The bear is probably her best bet. They usually run away from danger, depending on the type of bear. But this is Usura, so they probably have big ass brown bears. So I think that's her best bet.
All right,
Just
so
kind
you-
of follow little bear tracks a bit.
Okay. You go off in that direction. Lenora, you come into a bit of an opening, a clearing. And in the clearing, the snow is thicker and it's everywhere. Blustering and billowing everywhere. I'm going to need you to give me your resolve and your... Barring anything else, I am probably going to call this athletics. This is you are dealing with extreme cold.
That's 3 raises.
3 raises. Only 1 minor wound from the cold as you manage to get things around. And as you move in and you take a couple steps, you hear an odd cracking noise under your feet. And you realize you are on ice. A frozen river, pond, lake, it's hard to tell.
She's gonna stop moving and try to like distribute her weight as far apart as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And try to like hear in which direction I guess the cracks are going, because usually they go towards the center of the river, and try to back away from that point.
All right. With your notice of what?
2.
With your notice of 2, this gives you a direction, and you start moving slowly in that direction. Umberto and Mykolas, you have both stayed on the same direction, the same path, as you are moving along, working your way through your trees, but you know which direction is heading, and it's getting tough. Luckily, the trees are giving you, okay, I'm moving this way past that tree. Like, they at least give you a sense of, you have something to judge direction by. Because that's how that power works. You do need a point of reference, but the trees are serving that. And so you've managed to stay basically on the right direction, and you still are not hearing anything except for the occasional cry as you're moving through, and then you come out into a clearing. And again, that just means the snow is thicker, and the cry is coming from deeper into the clearing, and you're not sure you're gonna have to come up with a way to have a point of reference once you get too far outside of the tree line with the way the snow and the blizzard is blustering around you. What are your approaches?
Can we actually see each other?
No.
Okay.
You are relatively close to each other, but also neither of you have called out.
Yeah. Mykolas is going to use his rifle to form a trench
All right.
as his form of reference, basically, the line he's using.
Okay. Yep. You're able to dig a trench with that. Umberto, how about your approach?
He is just trying to find anybody at this point. He's calling out and seeing if anybody answers, but no, yeah, I think this is what he would do. There are trees nearby, right?
Behind you, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have not yet. I got you to the tree line, so you are at the tree line.
But there's like nothing I can see in front of me. It's just open clearing.
Just open clearing. To be fair, you've got like 10, 15 feet maybe of visibility in front of you.
Okay. I'm going to mark a tree.
Okay. Just with your dagger?
No, I'm going to mark with Porte.
Oh, brilliant. Yes. Go ahead. And so easy enough to get pop your thumb, do it, and then put a mark. You now can move directly towards that tree.
And then he's just going to keep going towards the direction.
Okay. Very cool idea. All right. And you're both moving in. When you call out, Mykolas, muffled, but you hear Umberto's voice to your left.
But the child is still in front.
The child is still in front.
Mykolas. Sorry. Umberto. This is Mykolas. I'm to your right.
You can hear him, but again, very faint.
All right, don't move. And he will try to go towards him so he can try to find him.
As you start going there, Bavara, who do you appear to?
Mykolas.
Mykolas, as you are making your step, you see Vavara walking in front of you in the same direction you are. How does she look as she's making her way through the snow?
She's got her cloak. She's pulling it closely around her. It's almost like she's trying to push her way through the storm a little bit too hard. She just turns back. Submission, my child. And she keeps walking forward.
Mykolas is going to continue forward. And he will... I don't know any, but I imagine he does. He's probably going to sing a marching song loud enough that Umberto might be able to hear him as he continues.
Vavara, as you are walking along with him behind you, you hear a marching song of the Sarmatian army being sung up behind you.
She stops dead the minute your song starts. You hear a crack one way and a crack the opposite way. She turns around. You are a soldier. Yes?
Yes, I am a soldier.
then here you will die. And as she drops down to all fours, you see one arm starts to expand and bloat, almost as though it's starting to rot and almost explode out of her own skin. Fur crawls out of fur comes out all across her limbs. Her face elongates and she turns into a giant bear, and she is boring down on top of you.
Okay.
All right. Umberto, you also very definitely heard that. But first, you need to get to them. So you have a rough direction. You know the direction of the mark that you made, so you are not completely without reference. But a mark leading you back is not the same as a mark that leads you where you are going. So go ahead and give me... My initial instinct is to say wits and... wits and notice to get where you're going, unless you want to talk me into something else. To help you correctly find the sound of whatever just happened.
No, that seems right to me.
Okay. Basically, this is time. This is how long it's going to get you to get into a position to support me. Three. All right. Well done. You are pushing yourself forward, and you've got the mark behind you. And you come up. It's only going to take you. They're going to get one round on their own, and then you are going to be able to join them. Mykolas, you are being bore down on by an unnaturally large bear, and there is a smell of death about it.
Iraq.
Okay. Yeah, the bar actually helped there. So he is going to... Why not? This is cinematic. How big a bear is this?
Quite. Let's call it a dire bear.
Okay.
Bigger than any bear you've seen. And you've seen some big ones.
He's going to drive his rifle into its mouth so it can't bite down.
Okay. Attempting to muzzle it. So, this is just basic. This is not really combat moves so much as a risk avoiding the bite. So go ahead and give me your... You're using your weapon. And so weaponry is probably the role. But let's go ahead and finesse and weaponry as you are trying to get this in position.
Okay.
Close to 10 feet tall for reference.
Okay.
I do get to roll them, though, so that's better. 3.
She comes in for the bite, and you desperately get your rifle up in the way, and her mouth does catch on the rifle, and it is you can feel the cracking of the wood. The rifle was not meant to withstand this kind of strength in this direction. So, but you managed to get it up. I'm going to go ahead and say another 2 minor wounds as you just from absorbing the hit. And this is a big old bear. So now that they're up close, I'm going to handle the roll for the bear. It is muzzled, though, so it will not be biting you.
Bear claws.
Are you at your second dramatic now with those 2 additional?
2 additional? Okay. Yes.
So that is going to add 2 dice to her pool. Actually, Kelsey, you know how these go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would you do me a favor and roll me 8 dice and tell me how many raises you get?
Sure.
You have 7 C dice. You know how to build raises.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. You are raked over with another 5 minor wounds. As this hit, you are not being bite, you are not being grabbed, but the massive paw hits you and sends you flying across the snow from this massive hit. Third dramatic wound. 10 start exploding, but you are not feeling the best. It's coming across. Umberto, you see this. As you finally break in, you're close enough now to see everything. You watch as Mykolas is just ragdolled across the snow. He's not down, but he's looking super rough. And you see this massive bear continuing to bear down on him. What are you doing?
Well, first he's going to go, well, at least it's not a troll. And he's going to just go rushing towards it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your finesse and weaponry. What are you doing in the midst of all of this, Mykolas?
Mykolas is going to climb on the bear's back, using the rifle as a lever point and pulling back.
Okay. All right. Attempting to climb up onto the bear's back. Go ahead and give me your finesse and athletics, because this is less about physically climbing and more about managing to get it. Because the bear's definitely not sitting doing that. Vavara, someone else is engaging. Are you going at him or are you staying on Mykolas?
Do I hear Umberto coming?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are aware.
She'll quickly wheel around in that case and kind of do a swipe in his direction.
All right. Go ahead and give me that same dice pool from you again. Umberto, how many raises for you? 3. How many raises for you, Mykolas?
6.
All right.
I rolled a couple of 10s in the first roll.
All right. Well, that's going to be enough for you to get on the bear's back without taking any wounds, and give you room for an edit.
An edit. Ooh.
I will say Leonora and Roan cannot suddenly be there. This is an edit involving the 3 of you who are present in this.
Is this clearing actually on ground or is it on ice?
You are on ice.
The ice begins to crack underneath her.
Okay. The ice begins to crack underneath. 5. Umberto, you had 3? Okay.
Yep, 3.
You get in, and you it's going to be 3 wounds to the bear as the rapier comes in. And you hear this roar, and the bear swings around, and that massive paw hits you for 5 minor wounds, Umberto, as you take a clock and a dramatic with some. But let's put the cuts go across your chest. We're just going to beat the snot out of your new coat as as these things are drawn for your first dramatic wound. Well, not where are you at with your wounds? With 5?
I'm almost to my second.
Almost to your second. Okay. As the cut kind of goes across and you get hit. But as this happens, you all watch as Mykolas gets a running jump up onto the back of the bear, hopping up, climbing up to the top. And then you all hear the crack in the ice as the ice begins to splinter out in all directions. We are going to jump over to Roan. Roan, as you are moving across, you suddenly come to a hill. And you're trying to get a sense of, because you saw the valley from above, and you're trying to get a feel for where this hill is in the woods. And then you see the bear prints that you have been following, which are getting as the snow continues to fall and blow, continuously more obscured, you see a cave. This big, massive mine entrance. What are we doing?
Took is like, bitch, get out of there. Run away. Absolutely not. This is a horror movie waiting to happen. But Roan is not Took.
I can hear the movie theater yelling at Rowan, like, what are you doing?
Run, bitch, run. The cave, does it seem like it's warm or like way better condition?
It looks sheltered.
Sheltered.
No sign that there would be any like heat coming from inside it, but at least it's not in the wind and in the snow.
Okay.
It's sheltered.
She will just kind of yell out, I don't mean to be intruding, but I need to find somewhere to be for the moment. And she'll listen.
No response. You do hear a bit of an echo of your own voice, but not like unnatural, like it's a cave with weird acoustics inside.
Okay. Shit. Leonora? Mykolas? Umberto? Anybody?
No response.
God fucking damn it. Ah, fine. And she'll just take out the axe and start to make her way slowly into the cave, but kind of looking around. She'll do the thing where she tip a toe into the mouth of the cave first.
Mm-hmm. You tip in. No signs of much. Lots of prints. Bear prints. Wolf prints. Eagle. Some coyote. Siren. And as you step in and you're looking around, you're going deeper and deeper into the cave. Does Roan have any source of light? Just you don't have an inventory seat, so would she like have a torch or a lantern?
Yes,
or something?
I did write down all the miscellaneous things. I did put it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you pull out the lantern, you light it, and you see an odd pile at the end of the cave. And as you go further and you get a closer look, many, many, many human bones. And on most of them, the tattered remnants of Samartian soldier uniforms. Leonora. You're on the ice.
Yep.
And the wind blows, and in a freak moment of the blowing wind, the snow clears off the ice, and it is hauntingly clear. Almost like you're standing on glass and looking down and into the water. And there's something at the bottom of the lake. But just casually glancing, you can't see.
I'm gonna read it.
The hanged man in the moonless night.
Why?
And as you do that look, you actually see the cord. You see a sunk boat and a skeleton with one hand reaching for the surface. The tattered remnants of a dress, a hauntingly familiar dress, floating around in the depths, the cold of the ice.
Is this skeleton or is it like rooted at the bottom, or is it kind of just like mistfully like floating in the in-between?
It's like it's standing in the sunken boat, in a very small boat, but it does seem to be standing and reaching towards you. And it's a skeleton. There's bits of flesh and stuff that's still kind of attached on it, but there's nothing, no eyes.
And
yet you can feel the hatred coming from those eyes.
What do I hear?
To start, all you can sorry, 1 second. To start, all you can hear is the wind and the snow. But as you particularly lean in and try to listen, suddenly you hear,
He killed me!
back to the fight. We actually, no, that's not fair. What does Leonora do? You've been hearing, you've been watching, you're on this ice.
Okay, so I there's hatred, there's something, she's, I want to do this, but I don't know how it's gonna, I'm just, she is freaked out. She would not do it. And she is going to look at the cord and see particularly where it goes out and see if there's like familiar chords.
Nothing that you're recognizing.
Okay.
It seems to spiral up into the air and go out in a number of directions, but one clump of them seems to be heading, you have no idea what direction. You're completely turned around, but in a direction.
Yep. I am going to. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I'm going to take out a dagger and I'm going to poke a hole in the ice right where this person is.
Okay. To be clear, she is down deep in the water.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're not going to be able to reach from the surface. Okay.
I'm not planning to. I'm just going to open it.
Just to see how good you do, give me your brawn and weaponry.
Sure.
This is thick ice. It's thick enough for you to stand on.
Oh, God. Ew.
So there are cracks.
That is 1.
1. It's going to take you a bit, but you start hacking at the ice to dig a hole to get to the water. All right. Mykolas, Umberto, and Vavara. Vavara, there is a Samartian soldier on your back, and a Vidachin swinging at your front. What you doing? You still have 3 villain points if you want to do something fancy.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to do something fancy.
Okay.
I want to sweep out and kind of like in a sweeping attack with the claws towards Umberto, but more aiming to push him backwards. And just as I push him backwards, stand up on both feet. I can hear the ice beneath me cracking, right?
Absolutely.
And Mykolas, you hear as she stands up and starts to lean back, "Come with me, soldier." And I break into the water.
Okay. So Umberto, because this is not a directed attack, I'm not going to have her roll. I'm going to have you treat it as a risk. Give me your finesse and athletics. This is a new scene from the fight against the trolls, to avoid the swipe. Yes, as Leonora stabs the eye, somehow another dagger catches.
Leonora got taught how to throw knives by the Sortega.
Yeah, sure.
No, the
if she was throwing cards, it would be great. But
3.
3. Okay. You're going to take 2 minors. But you are able to evade the sweep of the paw. There's still a hit, but no, I don't think that gets you to another dramatic. So
that puts me on my second.
That does put you on your second. Okay, yep. There is another cut made, and Umberto is now pretty hurt. As she is falling back, she's clearly going to try to pile you both through the ice. Mykolas, what are you doing? But this is a big bear, so there's time for you to react.
Yeah. He's going to whip out his rather substantial knife and just start attacking. And the whole time he is swinging, he's like, why? Every hit. Why?
Okay. This is going to be your brawn and weaponry.
I do have 110, so let me re-roll that.
Remember, it's not just a reroll; it's explode.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, one.
For those watching, exploding dice is the most fun game mechanic you will ever encounter, and I highly recommend playing systems that use them.
3, 4.
4. All right. It's going to be another 4 minors to Bavara. And you're hitting, and it's not getting through, and then finally you get a stab that sinks into her back, and the bear gives out this huge roar. But then there is the crash as the ice that has gone cracked shatters around, and Bear and Mykolas go into the water, and there is a massive splash. Umberto, the ice is crackling all around you. There is a huge burst of freezing cold water heading your way. What are you doing as you watch both Vavara and Mykolas vanish into the water?
He would try to dive in to get to him, to get to Mykolas.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your brawn and athletics. There are 5 minor wounds on this to be mitigated. You are diving into icy cold water, and it's only the force of you swimming that is going to make the difference when you go into it.
3.
3. All right. You're successfully in 3 minor wounds as you go, and just as the chill of the ice hits you, particularly with this open wounds, and you were bleeding. And so that water is just going in. And Mykolas, Vavara, I need you to roll your pool. You are going to add another 1 for your first dramatic, and then another 2 from Umberto's second dramatic. So this has you, I believe, at 11 dice.
Note to self: buy more dice when playing in Dan's games as a villain. Do I even have that many d10s?
If you need to re-roll what you have and then roll 3 of them again, so that it does make it hard for building.
Fuck off with that shit. It's so much more fun to roll that many dice. Haha. Seven.
7. Mykolas, you have the dagger in, and as you're falling back, and you're yelling, why? Vavara, what do you say to him in this weirdly, oddly still, calm moment?
In the weird, in the calm moment, Mykolas, you're still on Bear Vavara's back. That hasn't changed. There's still the roaring that you can barely hear, muted beneath the water, but clear as day, you see a shadow in front of your face, and she just asks you the same question. Why?
And with that, Mykolas, you lose consciousness. You are helpless. Umberto, you are in the water and being buffeted all around. You're trying to get to him, but the water is oddly swirling around you, and you're just lost in this cacophony, and you are reaching out for him. You're going to have, what are you trying to do? But like, there is Bear, there is Mykolas, there is blood everywhere, some of it yours. And it is cold, and you can feel unconsciousness starting to bear in on you too.
Ooh. He is going to try. Does he see that Mykolas is unconscious?
He's not moving. You
Okay.
You don't know for sure unconscious, but
I'm going to activate my hubris of loyal and go for an ally who's fallen so I can get my hero point, and I'm going to try to grab Mykolas.
All right.
And then when I grab him, I'm going to port the both of us to the tree.
Do you have the two? So this is going to be...
That'll give me my second hero point.
So it's down to if you can get to him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me your... this is just a straight up swim through the blood. A brawn athletics.
I'd like to give a hero point to Umberto.
Go ahead.
For 3 more dice.
Even though I'm not in the scene, can I give a hero point also?
Only one per character.
Only one per.
One's already been given, so yeah, that does not stack.
Okay, cool.
Four. Okay. It's an additional minor for you, but you get to him. You get a hold of him. You take the major wound. Does that knock you unconscious?
No.
Okay. As you grab, Mykolas has no concept, no awareness of this, as you both suddenly snap out. And you appear in front of the tree. Mykolas, unconscious. Umberto, pretty badly hurt. And a roar, mournful, furious, rings out over the lake. Roan, you're in the cave. You're looking at this pile of human bones, most of them wearing the remnants of some Martian uniforms. What are you doing?
Is there more to the cave?
Not that you can tell. And with the way it's set up, it almost feels like a treasure hoard. This doesn't feel like they were eaten here. They're being collected.
And she'll go, somebody has a vendetta. Shit. And she can't help it. So she's going to take like the front part of the axe and kind of move the remains around. And she's like apologizing as she's doing it. But she's trying to look for dog tags or like names and like stuff like that.
Let's go ahead and let Mykolas do a little lore keeping here. What method would the Martian army have used to identify fallen soldiers?
Armies of the time period that this simulates, they didn't really have dog tags exactly. What would commonly happen is that they would sew their names into the uniforms. Okay. So you'd find a uniform with somebody's name in the collar or something like that.
Yeah, and it's in different places because soldiers just kind of did it on their own with differing levels of ability. And so you're able to see some names. Often not the whole name.
Okay. Often. That is way more scary of a sentence than you. I feel like you thought it was.
Like these are tatters.
Yeah.
And they're kept in dank conditions. Like this cloth is not doing well. It is damp. It is moth and rat eaten. It is, yeah.
Okay. And obviously something has been living here. So I think she will start to just make her way around to make sure she didn't miss anything.
It's not that big of a cave, so you don't get the impression you have.
Okay. She will start to make her way out of the cave.
As you walk out of the cave, the blizzard has died down considerably.
Okay.
And standing in front of you is Vavara.
Did you find something you liked?
If you want me to be honest, no, but I did find somebody. Are you okay?
I'm as fine as I've ever been.
You're looking for your child, right? Is your kid okay?
You are one that protects innocence, aren't you?
Most of the time, we can say that.
Why do you travel with this mission?
Mykolas.
Vavara shakes her head as if trying to rid it of the name she just heard.
Because at first it was out of necessity. And interest in his abilities. And now it's because I'll be dumb to think otherwise. And he's like a family member to me, I guess. Now, anyway. Why?
I will take him. No soldier leaves my woods. She's just like slowly walking towards you.
Huh. Well, I think we have a problem then. I don't want to fight you.
Why?
You don't seem like a monster to hunt. You
Would
seem
you-
like somebody misunderstood.
Would you protect the soldier?
Most likely. But
Then you will die.
Oh, shit. And then she will raise up the axe. No reasoning at all? Come on. There got to be more sense than that.
Speaking of which, we're actually going to slide over to Leonora. You've been working and you've been hacking at the ice, and finally you manage to dig a hole. And you now have clear water, hauntingly clear water, between you and the surface of the ice, down to this body, the skeleton that is reaching up. And the arcana is still there. The cord's still there.
Does she notice anything about the cord? Like, is it as vibrant as Sir Bryant's, or is it like as haunting as the black thread that I see? Like, is there any
There is definitely magic. The fate to this is different. It's not a different that you've seen before, but there's definitely magic entailed here. And you realize that the cord that is actually the thread that is actually attached to the skeleton is not the biggest thread in the cord. There is another thread to the cord, a thicker one, pulsating between black and purple. Different from the one attached to you. But there's definitely a powerful magic connected.
I assume, but I'm gonna try. Is the water cold? Like, is it freezing?
Utterly frigid.
Lovely.
Frozen.
I'm going to, having taken my glove off to check, wrap my hands back and start walking in the direction. I don't. I would attempt to use it because I know of it, but it wouldn't do anything for the sorcery that I have right now, which is pull. So I would try to make haste towards the pulsating purple and black thread.
Well, as you are looking and as you're tracking, suddenly it feels like there's a bit of a current under the water. and the skeleton gets dislodged. And it starts floating up to the surface towards the hole that's been left.
Lovely.
And as it gets and breaks the surface of the water, suddenly there's hair and skin and eyes. And it's Vavara. But whereas the Vavara that you saw in the woods was bedraggled, almost feral looking, now the hair, while wet, seems to have been cared for. It's not all clumped up. And as she climbs out, the cloths and everything around her, wet, clearly frozen, her skin almost blue. But pristine, almost beautiful. The clothes look almost like well worn, like someone who has to work regularly and hard to do what she needs to do, but in good shape, kept in very good repair. And then suddenly her eyes open in almost startlement and reaching out to you in near panic.
Vivara,
What are you doing here?
you're looking for your daughter?
He will betray you.
Who are you speaking of?
The Sarmatian. The soldier. That is all they know is betrayal.
What happened, Vivara? And she's keeping her distance. Like, she's not going towards, but she's just trying to talk.
She's slowly walking toward you, then we're
And
doing
I'm
this number.
walking away.
I too met a soldier once. He was kind. He spoke softly. And when the others came for him, he left. Said I had lied to him. Made that lake, these waters, my grave. So now I will find them all. She reaches a hand out toward you. You will not need to fear him. I won't let him hurt you.
I cannot let you hurt him.
She stops dead, hand still extended. What?
Vivara,
Why?
he's not him.
They are all the same.
They are not. They don't have to be. I believe that.
Say that when your lungs filled with ice and your heart filled with pain. Say that as he stares at you from the shore, as though you do not matter, because you don't to him.
Lenora is going to take a long second to think about that. And she's going to activate her hubris. And when my hero is stubborn and refuses to change her mind in the face of evidence, and
Thank you,
she's
your hero point.
thank you. And she's going to start running towards that black pulsating thread.
You are running, and you glance back over your shoulder, and she is gone. And the hole you had created iced over, and snow already gathering over it. Back to Roan. Well, actually, real quick, Umberto, very, very hurt. You are on the shore with a badly wounded Mykolas, fully unconscious.
he is just, he can't take him with him, but he doesn't want to leave him. So he's going to see if there's anything he can do to kind of help.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your wits and scholarship as you try to help Mykolas recover.
I'd like to spend a hero point to give him 3 more rolls.
The roll has already happened at this point, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, I didn't know how it
Once we get a result, that's
okay,
when.
I'm sorry.
That's when the cutoff happens.
I'm sorry.
With 1, you go to his wounds, and you are just working and working. And the biggest problem is he is soaked. It's your biggest problem too. He is soaked. You are soaked. There's these wounds. You think he'll survive if he doesn't freeze to death. You suspect you are in a similar situation.
Well, this is going to be awkward. Wrote about this in a parchment. Yeah, it's that time.
What are we doing? Say it.
Yeah, he's gonna strip down and try to keep body heat.
Okay. Stripping them both down, getting rid of the wet clothes. Coming together, you push together and you hold him just some heat, trying to get this coming, and then you hear a clopping noise in the distance. Persepolis bursts through the tree line. And coming up, crouches himself down to create a barrier between the lake and you all to break the wind, and has saddlebags on. Not any of your personal clothes, but at least blankets. Probably the horse blankets that you can put over yourselves just to get some aspect of clothing.
He's gonna grab blankets out, and he's gonna look at Persepolis, and he's gonna go, "I am going to give you every apple you will ever want for the rest of your life."
To be fair, horse blankets smell awful, but as you are putting
right now, I don't.
Who even cares? As you put them over, you are able, both of you, to be warm. Rowan, you're at the mouth of the cave and you are being attacked. Vavara, as the villain in the scene, how do you conduct yourself in this attack?
For this particular fight for Rowan, because she's not exactly my target, she transforms again, once more, fur coming forth from her arms, spreading down her, but this time her snout elongates to something more dog-like. It's a rather large wolf now standing in front of you.
Mm-hmm. You have 1 remaining villain point.
Yep.
As you do this in Rowan, dire wolves have been extinct for a while. The hunters believed they actually encompassed the death of the last ones a few generations back. But now you are looking at a dire wolf.
Normally I'm excited. But you have to understand I have my reasons. Vavara, come on.
Give me a panache and convince, Ron.
Shit. I'm still fucked up, yeah. So it's not horrible dying. Oh, 2 raises.
2 raises. Inside your heart, Vavara, there's always been the fear that you've become worse than Basili was. And as you hear Rowan begging you, something inside of you pushes back. We are going to reduce your die pool by those 2 dice. It's what is remaining human of Vavara tries to pull back. It still leaves a shit ton of dice, but all right, Rowan, we're going in swinging. What is your approach?
She doesn't want to necessarily kill her because she doesn't know exactly if Vavara is a person or whatever she may be, or just a shapeshifter. So she's going to actually put the axe down and hold up her dukes.
Vavara, you're being presented with a non-lethal form of attack. You measure how that is balancing out in the head as Vavara the human and Vavara the Rizalka are fighting in her head.
The dire wolf standing in front of you, she is snarling, and with every passing moment, every other word, it's there's whimpering, there's head tilting, there's her tail is kind of tucking and her fur is bristling and going back down. She's just seems to be ready to leap forward and attack, but for some reason is not.
Give me another. Well, you are not being immediately attacked, Rowan. What do you do?
I think Rowan will go into defense mode for the most part, and she's only going to. She is still talking, yeah, and she's only going to swing if the teeth is going to bear down on her. Or
so combat has not yet been initiated. So what do you say? And keep in mind, how you say what you say will determine which communication skill you get asked to roll.
Man, I had to just dip into intimidate. I couldn't have did empathy, nothing. Okay.
I don't mind.
Oh boy. She goes, I know you don't mind. She'll kind of actually step forward a little bit. Very like low to the ground, non-threatening. I have pain too. I get it. I understand. I don't think you're a monster. I think people made you one. But I don't think you are one. Relax.
Chill out. Go ahead and give me. This is more a direct appeal. So go ahead and give me panache tempt.
Chill out. Very particular words to use given the current environment.
She's still like a young. Don't know how to use her words right.
So don't forget flair. Don't forget your dramatic.
You said tempt. Okay, yeah. So that will be 4.
Take a hero point. I mean,
you.
3 dice, please.
Good job. Before the roll. There we go.
Fate Witch doing what Fate Witch do. Bending everybody's fate from the sidelines.
That is very good. I rolled 2 10s. That will make it 5 raises. If I'm average. Yeah.
Another 5 dice go away. How does Vavara engage now? Where's she at in this exchange between the human and the monster?
The wolf ears have fully laid flat, and it's a lot similar to whenever you see a cornered dog in an alleyway where it has nowhere else to go. She's curling in on herself. She's kind of backing away a little bit. She has her head turned away and not making eye contact. I'm not sure. Can I get a scent of Mykolas and Umberto anywhere?
Can you
Scent.
you lift up and sniff? Roll your full 8 because this is not a combat. This is information.
I just put them away. Make up your mind.
1. That's 4.
4. You take a few paw steps back. You think you have a scent. You paw back. You paw back. And then you take off over the ice. Roan, what are you doing?
She runs away.
Or at least not towards you.
Okay, all right. And she's gonna turn, grab her axe,
Mhm.
strap it to her back, and then follow out there as fast as she can.
Okay. Leonora, you are running through the ice. Over the ice on the snow, you're slipping, it's blowing, it's blustering. And then ahead of you, you see Persepolis. Crouched, laid down, and one of his blankets over a couple of figures in the snow. And as you head in that direction, presumably you run in that direction.
I mean, I'm particularly following the black and purple thread, but if I see Persepolis, I'm veering off.
Oh yeah, so you veer off, and then you see a massive wolf running towards Persepolis, running towards two huddled figures. You don't get a lot of details, and you see the cord. And the pulsating black and purple cord you see forming almost a noose-like tie around the dire wolf's neck.
I am running as fast as I can and jumping in front of the wolf.
Again, Bavar. Someone steps in the way of you and your prey. You killed so many people for doing that.
Yeah.
But the human is louder, maybe than she's been since the night she died.
If Lenora jumps in front of the wolf, then given that it is Lenora, and because you had her skirt up that tree with you right at the very start, she dips down low, noses between your legs, and kind of flips you over behind her and keeps running.
Shit.
All right. So,
I'd like a hero point for committing to a dangerous course of action that I believe is destiny.
go right ahead.
Thank you very much.
All right. You are being attempted to be tossed out of the way, and you can see the recognition in the wolf's eyes. What are you doing?
I am. Gosh, what am I doing? Just crying in a corner. I am taking out. No, I can't do that. Gosh dang it. I'm just bracing myself and kind of giving myself more of a defensive stance.
Mm-hmm.
Probably something that I learned back at home from either my dad or from play fighting or whatever like that.
Okay.
And just
trying to
bracing for
mitigate your own wounds?
impact. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and do finesse and athletics as you try to stick the landing while you're being hurled.
I think I've already done that, so it is cool. Okay. That is a 1.
All right. On a 1,
With
you
2 remaining dice.
want to sell 1?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good.
As
You were close. You were close.
With 1, you do not crash through the ice. You manage to spread yourself out enough so that you land on snow, and you are going to take 3 minor wounds from the impact. Is this you at a dramatic?
Yep.
You hit your head, and there's blood now coming from the back of your head. Bavara, you smell the blood. You didn't want to hurt her, but she was in your way, and you push forward. Rowan, you are running up behind, and you see Lenora crash into the ice as the wolf pushes past her.
Smelling the blood, there is a mournful howl, but she does keep running.
Ron, what are you doing?
Roan is going to considerably speed up and go, Vavar, come on. No. And if she does not stop, she is going to guess about to ride a wolf in this bit. I have an idea. But I don't know if it'll work.
Those are the best ideas.
She has like leather straps and things on her because of the axe.
Mm-hmm.
As they're running, could she have taken one off and in this moment try to jump on her back and put the straps between her mouth to try and get her to stop? Because you did say she is big. She's big as a dire wolf. And I remember correctly, dire wolves are fucking huge.
They are massive.
And she has wrestled horses before with a leather strap into their mouths before.
Okay. So this is you trying to outrun a dire wolf that can smell its prey. This is going to be brawn and athletics.
Hell yeah. Okay.
2 raises to succeed. An additional 5 minor wounds from the combination of you are just pushing yourself as hard as you can and hopping up on. This is catching up to her. Actually trying to restrain her will have to wait till next round. Lenora?
I'm giving another hero point to Rowan.
That's so many
Awesome.
fucking dials, Ari, at 10.
Good.
Math. 3. Hurt, and then 3 more die. Thank you. I'm sorry, you're going to give me second math.
You got to say that out loud. You can't just put that in the side chat.
I'm getting climbed, muzzled, strapped, and ridden up and down tonight. Who's the villain?
Look, I could have stuck an axe in your chest. All right, I think you're being very nice.
You saw how the straight up fight went. That might not have gone great for.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 raises.
6 raises. You push your way, just running as hard as you can, slipping, but you manage to make a flying leap, and you succeed and only take 1 minor wound. There's a total of 7 to be mitigated, but you manage to 2 for success and 5 wounds, but you only take the 1 minor wound.
That is my second dramatic wound. So villain gains
noted
2 die.
Yeah, so that's if it comes into another. Well, we'll get there when we get there. But go ahead and add another 2 to your combat pool of Vavara from that other second one as you hurl yourself in and manage to grab her down and slow her down. Persepolis sees this and stands up and puts himself between Umberto and Mykolas and Vavara. And Vavara, there's energy everywhere. And this is no horse. It looks like a horse. It is chosen to look like a horse. It's not like you. But you know you are not looking at a horse. And deep understanding comes from it. And there's a burst of magic. Mykolas, you walk in fields of war. Ba-da-da-dum. 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 But Rona isn't there. Instead, walking towards you, you see Vavara. But as I described when Leonora saw her, and Vavara, the voice in your head says, give him a chance to speak. Let a soldier hear his crimes.
And she's just standing in front of you, her arms wrapped around herself, just staring.
I don't know what happened. You attacked, we fought. Am I dead?
Not yet.
Are they okay?
That is not something you will learn here.
Are you... Why did you attack me?
Why did you leave me? Vasily.
You would recognize Basili as a somewhat common Martian male name.
I do not know this Basili. Sounds like one of our countrymen.
He was a soldier, much like you. He needed help from a friend, much like you. I found him. I made him well. I brought him into my home. And when your soldiers came, he forgot.
Sounds like a bad man. A coward.
Indeed.
I am sorry that you had to meet him. War brings out the best and worst in people. I've seen acts of mercy from enemies, and I've seen acts of cruelty from healers. I cannot take away what he did. I cannot excuse what he did. All I can do is say this. If taking me will protect my friends, do that.
Vavara, you're very tired. It's been a brutal fight. And as you look at Mykolas, you see a darkness and a power. You're not sure why he hasn't used it. It's there. You have one remaining villain point. She can use this, the monster can, to resume control and resume the attack. Or Vavara can use it to go back to sleep for a time. The choice is yours.
Ain't you the lucky duck? She slowly lowers her arms and just Be good to her.
As long as I draw breath.
It is good to know there is one good soldier in Sarmatia.
She drifts away. Mykolas, you drift back into unconsciousness. You all stand and you see the dire wolf there, and its eyes go milky white. And the hair, the dark grays all around, wash out, go white. It's still trying to step towards the two, and Persepolis steps aside. Umberto, underneath the blanket, you can see as Rowan is desperately holding on and trying to bring this thing down and bringing around the leather and holding it back. And as it steps forward and staggers forward, suddenly it goes down into a bowed motion. And it's like 1,000 years of entropy happen all at once. The hair falls out and turns to ash. The flesh slows off. The bones collapse, crinkle, and then turn to dust. And a warm breeze, well, not warm, but warmer than the vicious cold you all have been feeling, blows over as you stagger forward. Persepolis goes back and sits again, offering the shelter to Umberto and Mykolas. And Leonora and Rowan, you were able to go up and check on them.
Lenore runs directly over to Umberto and Mykolas and just kind of assesses the damage without words.
They are badly hurt. Umberto conscious, Mykolas still unconscious.
And she's gonna try to either wake him up or tend to Mykolas's wound.
At this point, we'll say, just for the sake of scene, Raphael, who was over on the side, we swear, comes over and is able to use some of his power has been restricted for some reason at this time in the valley, but is able to come up and with everything around is able to go and is able to basically stabilize them both and bring Mykolas back to consciousness, though still badly hurt. We're keeping you at helpless, but you are at least conscious. You can barely move. You can feel all of the hits, the rake of the claws and the everything.
Mauigua.
I thought you were dead. She said she was going to kill you.
She was hurting.
I know. Can Lenora still see any trace of a thread or of that cord?
You look as you read, and you follow it into the woods. And suddenly out of the woods steps an old woman. Leaned forward, a gnarled stick. And it's connected directly to her, and no arcana that you can see. This looks like a woman. It isn't one.
She's gonna step in front of Umberto and Mykolas, like in between them and this woman, and say, What do you want?
She speaks to you in a language you don't understand.
Previously, like super uptight, she's like loosening and says, in Vidachin, just to try to like speak another language, we don't want to hurt you. We just.
She starts giggling. And then focuses on your voice. And then you can understand her. Hurting me was never an option, child. But your kindness is appreciated. You rushed to help a lost child, did you not?
Yes, we did.
So quickly you dashed. It earned you a chance. It earned him a chance. And she glances down at Mykolas. The first. And you were even kind to my Vavara. So long since anyone has done that. Some tried to take advantage of her. Some tried even to rob her. Say what you would.
She is hurting, and we just wish to pass through. We don't wish for any trouble.
She closes her eyes for a second and looks at each of you. And every time she looks at one of you, at Umberto, her eyes flash red as they look at you. At Roan, they flash gold. At Leonora, they flash black. And at Mykolas, they flicker between red and white. Trouble will follow all of you everywhere. But you've earned it. You did good. You moved to save a child. You showed kindness, even to a monster. She earned her rage. But from each of you, she heard a kind voice. Saw bravery, selflessness. And she looks vaguely in Mykolas' direction. Could be, she could also be said, because they're still clumped together for warmth, she could be looking also at Umberto, but seems to be like looking over Mykolas' shoulder. Easy, child. You're not ready yet. Have you something to say, soldier?
I have many things to say. Not many of them make much sense, but will you free Vavara? Will you allow her to rest?
It is not I that holds her. It is her own anger. But perhaps in this moment of forgiveness offered, she has taken her first steps. But so long as she desires vengeance, I will provide it, for she earned it, and it will not be taken from her. But you she permits to leave, the first Samartian soldier to enter her grip since she died. You are special, soldier, maybe unique. Don't lose it.
Is it possible I think you know my quest.
She
Is it?
totters over and waves her hand, and a fire appears. There's even some meat cooking on a turning spit over it. And she sits down and she makes a gesture, and one of the trees bends itself over, creating a bench-like structure that she sits on. It has happened before. And it has happened before. Not so often as they think. Far more often than they fear. They come to bad ends who look for trouble among my people.
Thank you. Sometimes all you need is a little more hope.
She looks up and tilts her head. You will meet him soon. And she looks around. He will like you. And he will have answers for you. Of course, he will also have far more questions. Follow your path. Honor your deal. At least it'll never be boring.
Well, at least they have good company.
You do indeed. They saved your life. More importantly, they saved your soul. Vavara's never ate a soul that contained a deal before. I'm not entirely sure what would have happened. But it wouldn't have been boring, and she cackles. And the children would have been well safe from every soldier for a very long time. Now, I am needed. The work never ends. You are welcome to the food, and you have passage through Yuzora, so long as you honor the truths. Aid the poor. Tend the children. And if I were you, Mykolas Kelvan, I would not allow more than 3 sunsets in this valley. She will not remember when she awakens. And the old woman pushes herself up and walks slowly into the woods. And with that, we are going to bring this episode to the close. Huge thanks to Farm Growed Nerd for joining us in our first full villain episode. Kelsey, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you to Dragon of the Dark Rose for producing us. Thank you to Basics of the Game for hosting us. And as always, keep playing more games.